as you may be aware, is promotion, development, and financing of micro, small, and medium enterprises. Because it is too. So when we say promotion and development, the part of CGTMSE that is being discussed about, that is a part of the promotion initiative. Because CGTMSE is formed by Government of India and SIDBI. And we have the head of the CGTMSE and senior officials from SIDBI, and others are all on contract basis. It's having a head office in Mumbai. So coming to, there is a lot of things like, there is a CGTMSE loan. There is nothing like a CGTMSE loan. It is a normal term loan. Any bank will appraise it on the basis of whatever is your background, your financials and all this. CGTMSE is only a supportive thing in case where you are falling short on the security terms. Like as a, like maybe you have been seeing all here and other things. No, this is more traditional. Lot of questions were why I am not getting a loan, why I am not getting a loan. That is something because banks have been traditionally financing on tangibles, something that can be seen fresh. When you talk about a service, there is no tangible thing that is shown. They have a doubt, since many of the banks are national banks, like for example, if you whatever presentation IDBI Bank made, if you remove that bank and add S and make it industries, that is what SIDBI is. IDBI was the initial financial institution that was formed, and then from IDBI, the small industries portfolio was taken out, and SIDBI was carved. RBI say IDBI say SIDBI. That is how it is. So we are also into, the only thing is we were initially into refinance. Now SIDBI is also doing direct finance. We are almost touching 5 lakh crore portfolio. So that we have branches all over. Actually, it used to be only state capital. Now within Bangalore we have 4 branches. Whether it is Pune, Bangalore, Kanakpura, all this. So here all, since it is all like, why do you think it is a security based lending? Because it's a government money, it's a public fund. SIDBI is also taking money from public deposits are all accepted, and the government gives funding because we are giving it at reasonable rates. Like they were saying, NBFCs charge 18%. Now there's nobody charges 25 to 28%. I don't think so. It is 15 to 18 between NBFC and banks. Since SIDBI started giving MSME lending and all this thing, the rates have come down from 10 to maybe 8% also. There are banks which are giving at 7%. Even SBA giving at 8%, can somebody think of it? Because there are so many people who are into lending, and since there is a lot of competition, banks have also come down. And otherwise, a bank, the difference which I say from SIDBI and a bank is having so many portfolios. He is having cash with cash. Whereas when it comes to SIDBI, we are only dealing with MSMEs. Our day and night job is only appraising the case, and whoever is coming to us, people whom I have worked in branches, I have worked in Bahadurgarh, I have worked in Ahmedabad before coming here. Now this is the head of this department. And so when it comes to loan and all, there are major, like you are asking what is the criteria. There is a debt equity ratio, there is a debt service coverage ratio. These are basic asset coverage ratio. So if I am giving you 1 crore, I should have 1.4 as a security. Whether you call it primary or collateral, so CGTMSE comes in place where there is no collateral. Primary is something which is created out of the business that you are doing. So if you are acquiring a machinery, I am funding it. That is the machinery is the primary security. If I am asking your residence or your office, that is the collateral. So CGTMSE comes into picture when you are acquiring a machinery and you don't have any collateral to give. Collateral free lending. So term loan is a term loan. Bank will appraise your term loan based on your background and all those things. Only when it comes to collateral, we say it can be covered under CGTMSE. CGTMSE is something which guarantees your loan in case of a failure, default. That is what it is. So there is nothing called a CGTMSE loan. It is a normal term loan. Any bank will appraise like that only. But when there is a collateral shortage, the bank is not able to give you loan because that 1.4 you are not matching. So you are only at 1.2 or 1.1. Then we can say it is covered under CGTMSE. If a loan is covered under CGTMSE, your asset cover can be relaxed. That is all good. And coming to women entrepreneurs and all, like the same thing. You are not into traditional manufacturing. That is first thing people look at. Like when I was recorded. The thing is, I was heading in Greater branch.
But you should be honest with us.
No, it's okay. But see, when I was heading in Greater branch, there was a woman entrepreneur who went. It was into manufacturing only. So, but she was single. and she was doing manufacturing only, doing good turnover and all. So when I went to my boss and asked, sir, this is okay. So he asked, woman entrepreneur, okay. Is she married? She said, no. So what is the name? I said something, Harsh Enterprise. So who is Harsh? Her brother, her father, who is it? Like these sort of questions came, but we still went and financed. I went and again and financed it. There was, because she has taken a lot of loans, there was an issue with the year. So we made it such way that whenever I am disbursing, your debt should be this like that, because she is paying every month. So like that, if somebody wants to do it, they will be able to do it. And if somebody who visits your factory feels, if not a factory, even whatever you are having a software or whatever, if he feels that you have a potential, they will lend you. And bank is one thing which will be with you. They are partnering. We don't want to sell your assets and make money. That is not my job. As a bank, my job is to lend and be a partner. So that's why from NBFCs to otherwise, now banks are competing with everyone because they want to lend. There is a pro MSME policy, you say, or any investment policy, because you are creating jobs, you are creating assets, you are creating the country's export, all the contributions, the statistics, that is always there. So that's why so many things are coming. This CGTM is one of the initiatives which government has taken so that people don't get hurt, because everywhere you go, they say, where is the building, where is the land? You give me something which is tangible. Because for him, if the loan fails, he can always say, I have a security, I will sell it and make money. Because the money has to come back. When I say DSCR, what is the debt service coverage ratio? What is the income you are doing? And what is your repayments? So you say if you have a 2 DSCR, 1.5 DSCR, so that is how we look at it. So if you are able to convince a person that my business is good, maybe he will start with a very less amount. But you have to accept, you cannot go and directly ask, I want 50 lakhs, I am doing a turnover of 10 lakhs and he gets 50 lakh loan. So the first question will be, how? On what basis, how will you repay me? You will say, okay, I have projection, I will do 30 crore, 40 crore, but initially, whenever somebody takes, the best thing is you just start with a small limit. Based on the relationship, everything grows. So this is not part of what I am supposed to talk about. This is what I am supposed to talk. Since I was the bank, I have been handling branch operations and all, and thankfully he made my job easier. Otherwise, many questions would have come to me. Because he is a bank that can handle more of things. When somebody says, I want a mudra loan, I want a CGTMSE loan, I say, there is nothing called a mudra loan or CGTMSE loan. It is just the term loan that is being backed by something. Yeah. No, not having collateral is no more a concern. Supports first generation entrepreneur. That is what, like, if you are into a project finance or any project, not having a security will not happen. CGTMSE that way helps by going on risk profile. So normally there is a risk weightage, there is a rating that is carried out. Again coming to banking term, there is a rating that is carried out. So if that, when it is backed by CGTMSE cover, then at least your rating is somewhat stronger. That is how it is. Yeah, next. Yeah, this is collateral free loans and encouraging financial inclusion and creating opportunities. These are the next. Now, you say क्या हुआ, कितना किया, क्या किया आपने तो. So you can look at it from 56,000 to 1 lakh 4, 1 lakh 4 to 2 lakh 2 to 3 lakh. This is the amount of guarantees that a CGTMSE has given over a period of time. There was a time when I used to get feelers ki no, bank CGTMSE loan तो करता नहीं. Why? Because initially इनको क्या लगता है कि ठीक है CGTMSE loan है तो there is a guarantee. Even if I don't repay it is fine. Somebody gave me. That is not the issue. That is why CGTMSE did not pick up initially, because everybody thought that once I take a CGTMSE loan, I don't have to repay because there is a guarantee, somebody is providing guarantee. But you are only paying 1% guarantee commission and you expect me 100% then CGTMSE would not have survived. It is because you have been paying regularly, that's how it is surviving, and the fact that it is doing so well, that shows that there is an acceptance from public also, from MSMEs also, and banks are also lending. Next. Yeah, these are the, like, it started with 50 lakhs, 1 crore, 2 crores. Now we have come up to 10 crores. Up to 10 crore credit facility can be covered under CGTMSE. And there is a hybrid, like, if you are 4 or 5 crores and you are asking for a loan of 7 or 8 crores, then what happens is up to 5 crores you are covered by machinery. For another 3 crore, you can have a CGTMSE cover. That is a hybrid model, where both CGTMSE and security is being taken. And coverage also depends to 75% to 90% in different categories. First to start to say, sorry for my throat and all, but I saw so many people are already having it, so I have not put the disclaimer. Now, relaxation consumption rate, you see this again, you will ask me what is special for women. There are in SIDBI also there is a product for women entrepreneurs, but what happens is mostly, since there is a concession, people make a woman entrepreneur ahead, and running and all is done by the husband or brother or whoever it is, a friend or whoever it is. That is how it happens. Since there are some specific benefits for a woman entrepreneur, so that is how you have to look at that benefit and come forward. Because for any woman entrepreneurs, we don't see a woman entrepreneur walking into a bank and talking. It's either somebody else or the other partner or somebody else. That is so you express that confidence, because we also get the other one is director. What is the role? No, she is only a sleeping director or not much of operation. Maybe admin she takes care of. What is admin? There is nothing to take care of in admin. You are producing something, then she should be involved in that. So that is how it is. Like last week we went to a printer's service. It was a proprietorship, and he is a single person. When I went to start at 5:30, one lady was sitting. She said she is my sister. I said, so she is also involved in operation. Yes, she comes every morning and sits here, and office is there. So today, while I was presenting the case to the committee, they were saying, it's a single man, there is a succession plan and all this. And we have to say, his sister is studying abroad, his daughter is studying abroad, she will come back and join, maybe after him, she will continue. Then I said, no, his sister is also equally not. Maybe it's a proprietary concern, but there are people who are waiting. So that is how it is. So you come forward and then see how the reaction is. If you just be in the backdrop only and then expect they are not giving any preference, that will not happen. That is why there are International Women Day, everything, there are so many schemes that are launched, and we do all these things. So you have to also come forward and take it. That is how it is. Maybe people think manufacturing, from engineering to everywhere, there are women who are entrepreneurs. And every time there is a specific thing, we hand for all women entrepreneurs and then take their feedback, because this is a survey based on women entrepreneurs. So like that, it is happening. So there is nothing that there is a bias or something like that. But the bias is equal. Even men go for an application, they get rejected so many times. Maybe women get preference sometimes, because we see more of a commitment from that side. Yeah, next. Yeah, this is something, the extent of guarantee cover. There again, women entrepreneurs come first. Okay, 90%, 85, and then 80, and then 75. These are the different amount of, like if you are taking a 1 crore, then you have 75 lakhs is guaranteed. That is how they look at it. This is the guarantee fee which you have to pay. This is what you pay, like insurance premium you pay. This is the guarantee fee which you pay. Earlier it used to be 1.5% standard across. Now it has been reduced. And second thing is, it is on your outstanding. Earlier it used to be, if you have sanctioned a 1 crore loan, for entire 5 years you will continue to pay 1.5% on 1 crore. Now this has come down and it is on outstanding amount. So if you are out of 1 crore, you are paying 10 lakhs in first year, then second year you will be paying on 90 lakhs. That is what the concept is. And there are special provisions for micro enterprise. Like earlier it used to be that only small and micro and small are only covered. Now we have, because the MSME definition has been enlarged from 2.5 to 125, up to that MSME is covered from the investment point of view and also in terms of turnover. So this definition has also been widened, and there are different, as long as there are things happening, there will be relaxations and all other things fine-tuned with the day-to-day happening. That is what, everything is happening on a real-time basis, and there are a lot of monitorings, and we keep reporting on so many things. How many this state, where you are funded, how many loans in the CGTMSE. Because when you find an increase in CGTMSE coverage, it shows that more enterprises are coming up. There is more investment happening. There is more credit going in. There is manufacturing also. That is how we look at it. So this is the developmental initiative. So you have to make use of it, and how you start about it, that is with you. That's it. And if there are any questions, I can, if I can't answer, I'll get, because I'm not from CGTMSE, I'll get the answer, and my number you can take from her. I'm available.
So, get answer. Any question? Question is a question.
So my question is, we talked about the good things of the of CGTMSE.
The bad things you talk about, that's it. Bad things you are talking about, that's
So
it.
that one I want to understand from you. What is something hidden that you've not talked about? Say a hidden cost. Say if this doesn't happen, then this is the repercussion.
Like Shri, one of them asked, when there is a tangible thing, I started with that only. When you are selling a service, it is very difficult for you to cover it under something. But now CGTMSE is also covering a lot of service things also. So that's not an issue at all. And coming to turnover, that's why I said you start with a small, directly you can't say, so next year I'm collecting this much, so I need this much. You start also at a lower level. You have a great tech and you have to have some funds. It cannot run on a loan. That is that much you know. So you have to make some provision for some capital and see that the ER, when they say debt equity, they should do is 2 or not 2.5 is to 1. So you have to have that initially you will need some capital. And you start with the loan. Once you have 1 year track record, you need, like in my case also, in bank's case, there are some securities which are taken once. After that, we don't take any other security. We go on adding loans to that only. Because one is the asset value also increases, if it is a property, the value also increases. Second thing is there is a track record that you are building. On that basis, you will be getting your. So once your bank needs custody, once you are become a customer, it is easier for you to lend you more.
Basically, building your own goodwill with the bank. Nice.
I want to have a very basic question. So you gave examples of missionaries and all. So, like you talked about service, if we are into e-commerce or maybe something product related, what becomes the underlying thing?
Receivables, like there is a receivables. You are doing some business, so you have some creditors, you have some debtors, and there is a product means maybe even IP like some software, you have some right. See, somehow we have to fit it into that. That is all. It's not necessary that there has to be some private underlying security. But it can be worked out in services because services
that
also
has to be like almost sum total of the entire, the thing which is raised.
Whatever is intangible can be related from that product. As a product which you are selling, whatever asset you are creating, that becomes a primary. It may not be with you, but still we can take it as a primary. Because even if I say stock, like I'm saying stock, for a working capital, I have a stock, I have a book debts. Do they remain?
Yes.
No. How? A stock will not remain. No, a stock will get converted to finished goods and will be sold. There is a debtor, but he will be paying also. So none of this remains throughout. These are all like working capital product, how it has come. There is no tangible security. It is stock and book debts. There are cases where there is no stock. It's only book debts. Book debts get paid.
Let me take further extension to the topic. Let's say in education, I have maybe 100 students today.
Yeah.
100 students today, right? I'm paying something. Right now, I'm building a product, rating product. And I believe that's the unique to the world of here or the moon. That's my claim. We give to the run, right? And I am guessing that this 100 will become 10,000 by next year. And that's my claim is also. That's the same thing. And then for that, I might say, suppose studies, it is supported by the leader, it will be vetted by so this one of the side, and these are the sponsors they do confirm. But I don't have a proof to tell you that I can show you 10,000 by next year. That's nice, right? But the product is so good. But to build this product, I need money. Yes? So that is the cloud cost and resource cost, developer cost, all that. So that is where we are asking. There is no physical touch product here, right? Here it's all about upcoming costs, which is about the employee salaries. Second, upcoming cost, which is the cloud, which is not even existing, right? And the AI, which I might use tomorrow. All these are product projected cost, not the current cost. Then even the revenue is the projected revenue, it's not raised revenue. So in that case, it's easy to convince the PC because I have seen similar products coming in. Hey, I've seen this 100 companies doing this. I've seen this company did that, and even I can produce that detail saying this type of product have produced this much of revenue. So I am building something and beyond that, right? That's the way we convince VCs and VCs get convinced and pay. I agree with her point saying this internal majority of the equity. But coming to banks, how the bank evaluate in that cases where the projected costs and projected revenues are still projected, nothing tangible today. That's the problem.
If you already funded by EBC, it becomes very easy.
We are not going.
Bank will rely on EBC. In the other case, what I am saying about there is a cash flow based projection, there is a cash flow based financing. There are so many things. It's not that everything is asset backed only. Even if you look at this 1 lakh, 2 lakh, 3 lakhs, whatever it is, at least 30% will be service sector only. It's not all MSME. So its only thing is how you get to it. That is the thing. But there is no restriction that it has to be backed by a tangible or immovable asset. It is not like
I think
cash flow based.
just for clarifying, what she meant was funding the idea.
In the idea. So as of now, see,
That happened.
We fund the idea, or anyway fund the idea, unlike
SIDBI has a venture capital. SIDBI also has a venture capital where there is a equity also given, subject also given, loan is also given. Like when we say startup, all this thing, startup doesn't mean that you are starting tomorrow, now you are a startup. Even after 5 years, if you are making loss, you can become a startup. So definition wise, it is not like that. You continue to operate, but you are not able to break even. Then also, you are given a venture that there are so many things that are being given. And the way things are changing, it won't be a problem in future. Maybe 5 years back, if you had talked about this, nobody would have listened to you or maybe would have. But now, at least 1 out of 5 or 2 out of 5 will listen. Banker has the traditional thing. Like I've been 29 years of service I have. But still, I could understand and do cases which maybe other person would not have done it. So it only depends on the continuity and the way you sell your product. That's all.